So, hello again everyone. It's been a few weeks since I posted. Today I've flown back to the UK from Rome for my summer excursion. This time around it's my sister's wedding, so it's been very stressful preparing for my sister's wedding because she wants me to take photos. So it's been stressful trying to sort all of that out. Usually I'm used to just flying back to Rome with a rucksack, basically. This time around I've got to have a proper actual suitcase with a suit in it, boots, camera equipment, and oh my god, it's been stressful. If living in Italy, in Rome, wasn't stressful enough, I've had to prepare for all of this as well. But at the same time, it's not much of a chore because I get to come back to England, my beautiful home place. Rome is just too claustrophobic for me, so I'm quite happy today. I've come straight back to my little spot here that I've come. This is Braywick Nature Centre. It's beautiful. Look at all this greenery. Today's apparently the hottest day here in England. To me, this is basically morning heat in Rome. The heat that I've felt since I've come back here is basically what I've been experiencing since April in Italy. I can't deal with heat in Italy. You can't go out, you can't go and do anything. It's just too damn hot. You have to spend all your time in an air-conditioned room, and you can't find a medium. You can't find a halfway, because it's either ice cold aircon blowing on you, which becomes really not fun, or just boiling hot heat outside. Here I love it. Look, it's nice and shaded, lots of trees. It's beautiful. Have a look, gander around. Look at this vastness of greenery. Look, it's beautiful. Sun's going down, kind of. Look at this, absolutely beautiful. So come here to try and unwind after a very stressful time in life. Don't really know what I want to do. In fact, I do know what I want to do. I'd like to leave Rome, come back here, help look after my elderly parents, help with my daughter and my teenage nephew a bit. Just enjoy those last few years that I may or may not have with my parents, who are in their 80s now. And yeah, it's not really working out so well in Rome. My girlfriend's Italian. Italians are mental. Unfortunately, my 7-year-old daughter now, she had a birthday since last time. 7-year-old daughter is also growing up to be Italian. She was born literally across the river from Westminster in London, but at like 8-9 months old she flew to a whole new life in Rome, and she's basically pretty much Italian. It's been hard to try to communicate with a daughter who don't entirely understand the language. I'm trying. It really is hard. Yeah. So my mind's made up, really. I mean, if I can, while I'm back here, if I can be bothered to try and find out if I can find a job here that gives me a good enough reason to have to leave Italy to come back here, work for a bit, and find a way to go back and forth. I mean, for me, it's not right, because I've come to discover I absolutely hate travelling by plane, and just the whole having to get through airports, trains, everything. It's the lads playing football. Gonna go see if my mate Dan's playing over here tonight. I have to walk back to the car though, and drive round to the sports centre. So yeah, I've got a job, but I hate it. finally, after like 2.5 years, I've got, my girlfriend got me the job actually, if all honesty be told. I stopped applying for jobs a long time ago, maybe like 2 years ago. Just started to feel, what's the point? Everything's a lie. Most people just collecting data on me. Just gave up. But my girlfriend saw this job. It's an Italian company, and I work remotely in Rome. I think they're in Bari, which is south of Italy. But yeah, I hate it. The whole place is so unorganised and disorganised and unprofessional. It's just cack. They're so behind the times. They could do everything that they're trying to do now automated, but no one has a clue. Only me. No one wants to listen to little old me because I've just started working there. They're just so overcomplicate everything. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, that's all doing graphic stuff. Videos that I've started doing for my daughter's channel. If anyone's still watching from my original videos where I've explained all of this. I have another YouTube channel with my 7-year-old daughter, trying to help teach Italian children to speak English with help from my daughter, my 7-year-old daughter. So at the same time, it's helping me to try to learn Italian and helping her to try to learn English, ultimately. Anyway, one of those videos, one of the recent ones actually, in the last couple of months, I mean, I think I've found my format now. It's like a 2-3 minute long video using a bit of my daughter, some AI videos, images that I've created a lot of the script just using AI, using ChatGPT probably, I think. And yeah, so one of them has got 24,000 views, which is actually really quite good. So it's giving me a little bit of respite, is that the word? Yeah, I need to find a way of monetizing it. So yeah, while I'm back here, I've got lots of different things to do, still trying to do other AI channels. I've got some amazing stuff that I'm trying to work on, but I've just not had the time because I've got this new bastard job. Can't find the time to do anything. If I'm not having to look at, if I'm not having to do parenting duties, I'm working doing this crap job now, which I really hate, as I've just told you. There's been a lot of stress. I've been having breakdowns left, right and centre. I've learnt that stress is not my thing. I'm just a chilled person. This job, they're trying to get me to do artwork, say for like 8 or 10 different pages. They're adverts basically for a really big online retailer. You can work that one out. And it's for a tech company selling laptops. I won't tell you which one that is. So we have these 8 to 10 advert pictures, but then you've got 3 different versions because you've got 3 different sizes. So do the maths on that one. Won't bother because I'm dyslexic. It's a lot anyway. So let's just say there's 10 images. So that would be 30 images you have to do. Then you've got to do them all again in a different language. So that's what, 60 of these images. Sometimes they want me to do it all just within the space of one day. I've never had to do that in any job at all. You literally have like at least a week prep time, get everything ready before delivering. Yes, they're just wanting me to do in one day. I just can't do it. Just doing the one video for my daughter, her channel, it's taken me sometimes, a week, maybe 2 weeks. Lots of planning and stuff to do with that, but these clowns that I work for just don't do any planning. or they've basically overcommitted to the retailer and said that they can do all of this, but they haven't got enough people to do it. So I've basically been thrown in from day one straight into the shark's pit. No idea what I've been doing. I've made so much of a mess. Basically had to email my boss, basically tell him I wasn't happy. It's not how I really worked out. We need to find a better way. He just basically replied saying, I hear what you're saying, I understand your stress, but to be perfectly honest, we're going to have more. Because it's like a seasonal time, he said there's likely, over the summer, there's just going to be more and more. And all I'm seeing is it's me that's going to have to do it. Everyone's basically, they've brought me in thinking I'm going to fix everything. But it's just not really possible. It's just, let's open these windows. Just too much to do. But yeah, I think I'm going in the right direction with my daughter's channel. And that's really what I want to do. I want to focus on that. I want to focus on trying to do some digital products. Maybe not even just digital products. I've been thinking about, I mean, I started 2.5 years ago trying to do online Etsy t-shirts. Didn't make any sales, but to be fair, all the t-shirts that I did were very political and about Donald Trump at that time. Kind of thought that maybe people that are against Donald Trump might see them. I mean, they were really good AI pictures of Donald Trump in prison and things like that, like people saying basically just a corrupt little wanker, isn't he? Same as all of these billionaires. But yeah, they didn't make any sales. That was like 2 years ago. But I just wanted to do t-shirts for like my eldest daughter, my nephew, try and get their mates to start buying t-shirts. But again, I've never really found the time. I found half of the time. I've done a lot of designs for them, but I just need to get around to setting them all up in like, is it Printify? But yeah, now I've basically, my last couple of weeks, it's been so stressful at work. And I've been saying, before I started working, I've been playing around with so much AI that I'm kind of a convert about how I can use it within my workflow for creating my stuff, basically, not necessarily my work stuff, but I see ways that my work stuff I could be doing it, like I was literally learning how to do this artwork automation site called N8N. I've not actually sat down and installed any of it yet, but I've watched lots and lots of videos about how you can automate everything, from your Google Sheets, and basically all I've been thinking is I want to try and find a way of doing a workflow with like Adobe Photoshop, and I'm not 100% sure if it's even possible, but they say that with this automation tool you can automate anything, so I want to give that a try, basically. So yeah, I was thinking with my new job that I wanted to try and do that. I mean, so much of the stuff that they overcomplicate everything, because if there's anyone out there that's kind of done graphics with Photoshop, you'll know that Photoshop's a hardcore beast. You can create, layers and layers and layers and layers, hundreds of layers of all different sorts of effects and tonal controls, and even add some AI to it in Adobe Photoshop. So yeah, I mean, I started out trying to do that in this job, but it basically all just got abandoned. I mean, most of the stuff that I've done, people have basically sort of said, yeah, no. Because I don't know, their way of doing things is just totally opposite to mine. I mean, as I say, they're all quite behind. None of them really know how to do stuff in AI. They're all still doing stuff in Photoshop that people were doing like 20-25 years ago. You don't even need to do any of that anymore. You can just do it with AI. You just ask AI to just create you a beautiful background for this laptop, and then just cut out a laptop from the pictures that the client sends and stick it over the top. They're still basically creating everything from scratch, like glows and stuff on top of laptop screens or whatever. And I'm just thinking, man, you could have done that in like 5 seconds with AI. Why have you bothered sitting for a whole day creating these things? And I mean, the Italian guy that basically the first one is Tunisian, but he speaks Italian as well. He's a really nice guy, Salim. But this other guy, Marco, this Italian guy, he just thinks he's the Don of Photoshop. And I just watch him and just think, mate, yeah, you're good at what you do, but you're at least 25 years behind like the rest of, like a London design agency. It's just riddles, my life. So yeah, I'm going to try to while I'm back, I want to do my self-help here by just ranting and just talking. If there's anyone out there that wants to learn about AI stuff, I can teach you as well. If anyone's interested, it's so easy, it's ridiculously easy. I mean, I spent years, this is part of the problem. I seem to always be kind of, I've just started, it's like I'm cursed. I just started getting to the point, I moved to Rome thinking, right, I've done Photoshop, as I say, 15, 20 years ago. I then moved on to doing lots of stuff in a 3D program called Blender. Some of the stuff you do in Blender is just phenomenal. And I learned how to do all sorts of motion graphics in Blender. That's my thing of choice. And my plan was to go to Rome. I'd spent about 6 months to a year or something before moving to Rome, learning in Blender how to create 3D food images, right? Because I thought, going to Italy, lots of food and stuff there, I could just be creating amazing images for design companies of food. And think back, if you're an English person, think back to the Marks and Spencer's adverts with the amazing chocolate going onto the cake and doing all sorts of beautiful things, and burgers onto the grill with a fire and oil splashing everywhere. I basically taught myself how to do all of that in 3D, right? And then literally, as I've moved to Rome, everything just flipped on its head, and all of a sudden AI came out of nowhere and just took all of that away. I was like, oh my God, I've spent all this time, now I can just do it with AI. And it just made me think, why is anyone going to hire me to do 3D when they can just do it with AI? So, now I've started trying to do it just with AI, and I don't know, maybe I'll try and get my portfolio up again and show that sort of stuff. And just doing videos. When I was in London like 10 or something years ago, that was my big dream. Basically, I left this nasty pharmaceutical company. I used to work in facilities management, having to set up meeting rooms, moving tables and chairs. Basically screwed my back up, screwed my whole body up. I tried to take legal action on them, but I didn't succeed. So that was all a laugh in life. And then I basically started doing my at that time, what year was that? I'm just trying to think. It might have been 2012. So it was, I'd spent most of all this time in the pharmaceutical company wanting to be an app designer. Basically, I'd done coding like many years ago, early 2000s. I learned how to do all the HTML and just basic websites. So I wanted to do apps, and when I moved to London, met my Italian girlfriend and moved to London basically for a whole new strange adventure in life. Basically I wanted to do this app. I tried through the job centre and went into this thing, and it was a bit chaos and wasn't able to get any funding for doing it. Basically branched out and did it myself. Luckily, funnily enough, one of the scientists from the pharmaceutical company, she'd left, She was one of the lab people, and she basically was into music, and she did this thing called Music Connects in London. There was a lot of, you know, like R&B sort of stuff, and you know, it was in Notting Hill, to be fair, so that's why. She was a white girl, she was a blonde white girl, very sexy. I quite fancied her at the time, to be honest. And I basically just wanted to, this is before I even met my Italian girlfriend. Then I met my Italian girlfriend, and I never got that opportunity with her, to be blunt, sadly. But yeah, got in with the Italian girl, and basically I wanted to do music videos. So I wanted to create an app. Don't know if anyone remembers, but there's loads of different rap sort of things. Like, I think it was called SBTV, which is like all, I think SBTV and I Love Live basically discovered Ed Sheeran, I believe, and what's that other one, Jessie J, people like that. So I wanted to do one that was for rock music, to be honest. So that's what my thing was. But I went and I started filming all of these bands, got a bit of experience, but then it got to the point that it was just like, I realised I need a lot of equipment, a lot of money, and I wasn't really able to do it. I was going to these gigs and just filming for free. I wasn't getting anything paid for me from these people, just the privilege of recording and filming. So that's what I did. But yeah, I kind of wanted to do that as well when I got to Rome, but Rome's just complex. Just setting up a business in Rome is just, it's just so much more easier here. So I've just given up on all sorts of things. I've suffered from a shitload of depression, anxiety, from just living in a country that I don't really like, around people I don't really like, and yeah, just very to be honest, I'm quite bitter about the world, really. It's just everything's just shite. And yeah, last year's been shite. My football team was losing and it was all shite, Man United. All sorts of stuff with Reform UK and Trump and the internet in general, just people, life, world, you know, it's just, everything's just toxic. Been very lost, very lost. Yeah, I'm back here in England to try and reflect for a bit. I've only got like 2 weeks, and then the missus turns up here with my 11-year-old crazy daughter for my sister's wedding. It's just added chaos. My mum's recently my mum had basically, let's go back, two months ago they went on a trip somewhere, a coach trip, to go and see some trains or something up north. Came back, and then when she's walking away from the coach, she's just basically tripped on a curb, or she basically slammed head first into the pavement. She sent a picture. She had a huge massive cut with loads of stitches up here, massive black eyes. She looked ruined, and it really saddened me. Subsequently from that, she basically had been saying that she had a few pains around her sort of abdomen area, and we all sort of said to her, oh, maybe we should get it checked out, maybe you've got broken rib or something. So subsequently, that's basically what's happened. She's gone to, she had an exam at the doctor, told them about it, they examined her and basically said, yeah, Mrs. Grant, you've got a broken rib, and we suspect you might also have a couple of clots in your lungs. So that's added to life even more. Turn up today, she's better. I mean, the bruises and everything's all gone, but you can tell she's just so old, and I feel so bad being in another country. I want to be here to look after my mum. My dad is, he's just, and today being a hot day, the hottest day, both of them are struggling, you know, old age pensioners. I might suggest when I get back, get a couple of wash basins with some cold water in it and put your feet in it or something. But just so full of stress and anxiety, and everything is foobar. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna Try and stop it here. That'd be 25 minutes. I'm gonna go see if Dan's playing football.